Gottstein with winnersandwhiners.com. Happy New Year, everybody. We're coming to you all the way from the Dan Dumphy studio, deep in the bowels of the Winners and Whiners Sports and Entertainment Complex, to talk about the first of the New Year's Day games. This is the Outback Bowl. Featured by, of course, that's brought to you by Outback Steakhouse. Outback Steakhouse, a great steakhouse for people who've never had a great steak. Outback Steakhouse. This is in Tampa, coming from the Raymond James Stadium with the home of the pirate ship there. We're going to shoot off maybe shoot off some boom booms when they score some touchdowns. But think about this game, probably not going to hear that cannon go off very often. This is the first game of the day, comes at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, features the Iowa Hawkeyes versus the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Iowa, they finished fourth in the Big Ten West Division with an 8-4 record. They went 7-4-1 against the number and 7 overs versus 4 unders. Mississippi State, on the other hand, finished fourth in the SEC West, 8-4 straight up, 8-4 against the number, and the overs versus unders was just 2-9. Not a lot of points being scored down there in Mississippi. The spread on this one, by the way, Mississippi State -7, and the total is a positively 20th century-like number of 41. Guys, defense. For everybody who got a little tingle when they watched the TCU 10-7 victory over the Cal Bears in the Cheez-It Bowl, we've got a real treat in store for you with this game. Both of these teams had real solid, under-the-radar kinds of seasons. Iowa lost just to Purdue, Northwestern, Penn State, and Wisconsin, all solid bowl teams there in the Big Ten. Mississippi State, on the other hand, lost to Kentucky, Florida, LSU, and maybe that one other team you've perhaps heard of, Alabama. Again, 4 pretty good losses. The problem is, for the Hawkeyes especially, they don't have a lot of great wins. Probably their best wins this season were over bowl teams Iowa State and Minnesota. Solid programs, but not exactly the cream of the crop. On the other hand, Mississippi State, their best wins, Texas A&M and Auburn, 2 very fine schools. The Hawkeyes, as you might have guessed, they're great on defense. They've allowed more than 28 points just 3 times this season, and they've given up 16 or less 7 times. They have an outstanding rush defense. They've given up 200 yards just 1 time. The bad news for the Hawkeyes, the Mississippi State defense is even better. They led the nation in scoring D, giving up a microscopic 12 points per game. And keep in mind, that's playing in the SEC West with LSU, Alabama, and the rest of that murderer's row. So they're not exactly playing the little sisters of the poor. In fact, here's how good their rush defense is. All right, they gave up 7 rushing touchdowns all year. They gave up 4 to Kentucky because I don't know, something went south there, and they didn't match up with the Wildcats. They gave up 4 to Kentucky, 2 to Alabama, and 1 to LSU. And that's the end of the list. That's the rushing touchdowns they gave up this year. Iowa struggled to run against good rush defenses, and boy howdy, we got one here. They had 15 rushing TDs in their wins. They had 4 in the Purdue loss, and in their other 3 losses, Iowa had 0 rushing touchdowns. That does not bode well for the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes on offense, they've got some weapons. Tight end Noah Fant is going to sit this one out. Stop me if you've heard this before. Preparing for the NFL. The good news for Iowa about their tight ends, Noah Fant is just their second best tight end. Iowa has the best tight end in the country in T.J. Hawkinson. He won the Mackey Award as the best tight end in the nation this year with over 700 yards and 6 TDs. To me, the difference in this game comes down to the Mississippi State senior quarterback Noah Fitzgerald. He's a dual threat. He's got over 1,000 yards rushing. You know what? I just don't see how Iowa gets it going in this contest. Don't like laying a full 7. I'd like to keep an eye on this to see if we can get a little bit of love there. Maybe get that number down to 6.5. But my guess is it's probably stuck on 7. Give me the better quarterback, the better defense. And come at me, Big Ten fans, the better conference. I like Mississippi State in this spot to cover up the 7. So, get down with me on those Bulldogs. We'll start the new year off right. And at the end of that game, you and I will be heading back to the window. Take care, everybody. We got 4 more games to go. Pace yourself, all right? We'll see you on the next video.